Here's a shocking truth. A single system failure can cost lives, and now it's costing a CEO his reputation. But here's where it gets controversial. Should Optus CEO Stephen Rue step down after a deadly outage left 4 people dead when emergency calls failed for 13 hours? While Rue has apologized, he hasn't guaranteed it won't happen again, sparking outrage from federal ministers and the public alike. Is an apology enough, or should accountability go further? Let's dive into the details. In a tragic workplace incident, a 57-year-old man was fatally struck by a forklift in a Sydney warehouse early Monday morning. Despite paramedics' efforts, he couldn't be saved. SafeWork NSW is investigating, and a report will be filed for the coroner. How often are workplace safety measures overlooked until it's too late? You see, this is the part most people miss. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has officially recognized the state as Palestine, joining Canada and the UK in a historic move. This cycle of violence must end, Albanese declared, referencing 80 years of conflict. But this decision has put Australia at odds with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former US President Donald Trump, whom Albanese is set to meet soon. Is this a bold step toward peace, or a diplomatic minefield? Meanwhile, Albanese emphasized the need for Palestinian reforms and a humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. The world wants to play a role in ending this catastrophe, he added. In a separate development, police seized multiple guns from the home of Charlie Freeman, wife of alleged cop killer Dezi Freeman. While the weapons weren't linked to the officers' deaths, her lack of cooperation has raised eyebrows. A Myrtleford man was also detained in a weekend weapons sweep, part of the investigation into the double murder. What does this reveal about the broader issue of illegal firearms? Queensland is on high alert after a targeted shooting in Slacks Creek left a 35-year-old man hospitalized with a gunshot wound. 3 suspects fled the scene, and police are still investigating. How safe are our streets when such attacks occur in broad daylight? Tens of thousands gathered in Arizona to mourn Charlie Kirk, the Turning Point USA CEO, shot dead during a Utah University event. Donald Trump spoke at the massive funeral, where Kirk was hailed as a martyr for the conservative movement. Is this tragedy fueling political polarization or uniting people in grief? Back in Sydney, a 20-year-old man is fighting for his life after a brutal brawl in the CBD. 3 suspects, aged 19, 20, and 25, were charged with reckless, grievous bodily harm and a fray. What drives such violent clashes among young people, and how can we prevent them? Some corporate accountability to geopolitical tensions and street violence. These stories highlight the fragility of safety and trust. But here's the question we can't ignore. Are we doing enough to address the root causes of these crises? Share your thoughts below. Let's spark a conversation that matters.